Lesson 8.8 is on the difference of squares. So, we've previously talked about the product of the sum and difference of two quantities. The resulting product is referred to as the difference of two squares. So, this means that the factored form of the difference of squares is called the product of the sum and difference of two quantities. So, we have our formula here. It's a squared minus b squared equals the quantity of a plus b times the quantity of a minus b, or the quantity of a minus b times a plus b. This is the formula that is going to be followed when solving these problems. It does not matter if you have a plus b first or a minus b first. You're still going to get the same answer. So order does not matter when it comes to which quantity you are putting first and second. So let's look at our first one. We have factor each polynomial. So a is 16h squared minus 9a squared. So for this one, we can rewrite both of these terms as squares. So it would be 4h squared minus 3a squared. If I squared both of those quantities, I would get 16h squared minus 9a squared. So that's good. Now, to write it in its final factored form, we're just going to take our terms inside both of these parentheses and follow our formula that we have up top. So a plus b, a minus b, or a minus b and a plus b. In this case, I'm just going to write it as 4h plus 3a and 4h minus 3a. And that is our answer there. There's nothing else we have left to do there. If you wanted to check it, you could FOIL and you should get 16a squared minus 9a squared. For our next one, 121 minus 4b squared. We can write these both as perfect squares. 121 be written as 11 squared minus 4b squared can be written as 2b squared. And now to get in our final factored form, again, we're just going to take what's inside our parentheses and use our formula that is up top. So I have 11 plus 2b, 11 minus 2b. And that is my answer there. Nothing more I can do. For C, we have 27g cubed minus 3g. So notice, I can factor out a 3 here. Both terms have a common denominator of, 3g I can factor out, actually, because both terms have a common denominator of 3g. So I'm going to factor out my 3g and rewrite it as 9g squared minus 1. Now notice, what is in parentheses? I can write those both as a perfect square. So we're going to keep what's on the outside. I have 3g. And in my I'm going to make this a bracket here. And in my parentheses, I can rewrite 9g squared as 3g squared minus 1. I can just write it as 1 squared. Because 1 squared is just 1. So, following our form, again, we're just going to take these terms in our parentheses. We're going to have 3g, don't forget about that. We didn't do anything with it, so we're not getting rid of it. I'm going to take what is in those parentheses above. I have 3g plus 1 times 3g minus 1. And that would be our final answer there. Okay, so example 2, apply technique more than once. So we're just going to keep doing these perfect squares. We're just going to do it more than once. So we have b to the 4th minus 16. You can rewrite these as b squared squared minus 4 squared. Okay, well, taking these terms that are inside the parentheses and using that formula again from the first slide, rewrite it as b squared plus 4 and b squared minus 4. Now notice again, I can take perfect squares of both b squared and 4 in just my parentheses with the minus. Because again, we're looking at the difference of perfect squares, so just the minus. So if I were to rewrite this, b squared plus 4, I didn't do anything to that, that stays the same. If I want to rewrite this as a perfect square, it would be b squared minus 2 squared. Okay? Now we're just going to follow that formula. So I still have my b squared plus 4. And then following that formula, I'm going to have one quantity that's subtracting, one quantity that's adding, using these terms that are in that parentheses in my last step. So I'm going to have b plus 2 and b minus 2. And that would be my final answer there. For b, we have 625 minus x to the 4th. So again, two perfect squares, I can rewrite them. 25 squared minus x squared squared. This would be 25 plus x squared times 25 minus x squared. So notice in that second parentheses, 25 minus x squared. These can be written as perfect squares. So I'm going to rewrite my first quantity, 25 plus x squared. 5 squared minus x squared. This would be 25 plus x squared, and then 5 plus x, and 5 minus x. And that would be our answer there. So I use these terms here and here to rewrite the difference of those squares. For the next one, we have 5x. We're going to be looking at applying different techniques. So we're going to factor each of these polynomials. We have 5x to the 5th minus 45x. Notice I have a common factor that I can take out, and that would be 5x of x to the 4th minus 9. In that parentheses, that is can be rewritten as a perfect square. So 5x x squared squared minus 3 squared. And now again, using that formula, I still have my 5x here. I use x and 3. I have x plus 3 and x minus 3. And that would be my answer there. The next one, we have 7x cubed plus 21x squared minus 7x minus 21. Before I do that one, I want to go back to this last problem. Don't forget your x squared here, guys. Don't forget you put your x squared on those. It would be x squared plus 3 and x squared minus 3. And x squared minus 3 is not a difference of squares because 3 is not a perfect square. So that is why that problem is finished there. Alright, so we're looking at our next one. There's a common term I can take out. 7. Left with x cubed plus 3x squared minus x minus 3. Okay, so now I'm going to factor like terms here. So x cubed plus 3x squared and x, or no, I don't want to put the parentheses there. It would be minus x minus 3. I group those together. I'm going to get 7. Factor out an x squared here, x plus 3. Distribute this negative here. And to the second term, or not to the first one, just to the second term, we have minus x, because that is a negative x, that's why we don't distribute it there. So it's just minus x plus 3. And now we have a common factor of x plus 3. So I still have my 7. And I have x plus 3. And then rewrite what is on the outside of those parentheses above. I have an x squared here. And then I would have a negative 1 there. So it would be x squared minus 1. Now notice x squared minus 1 is again a difference of squares. So I can rewrite that 7 x plus 3, and it would be x plus 1 times x minus 1. And that is my final answer there. Now our last problem, it says, in the equation y equals x squared minus 9/16, which is the value of x when y is equal to 0? Okay, so we know what our y is, so let's just change it to 0. X squared minus 9/16. This is a difference of squares. So we have 0 equals, this would be x squared minus 3/4 squared. Now to rewrite it in our fully factored form, we're going to take what is in our parentheses. So 0 equals x plus 3/4 and x minus 3/4. This is equal to 0, so we just have to set both equal to 0. So x plus 3/4 equals 0, and x minus 3/4 is equal to 0. X would equal negative 3/4, and x would equal positive 3/4. We only have positive 3/4 up here, so C would be our answer here.